From Atari, made especially for systems from Atari. The video game that lets you help E.T. get home. Just in time for Christmas. Happy holidays from Atari.
Season's greetings in our souls.
Yummy fruity pebbles in our bowls. Oh, here comes you-know-who. Yabba dabba fruit, delicious dew. Ho, 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 I'm hungry. Santa, my pebbles. Your pebbles? 'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred. Happy holidays, pal. Oh, Fred. Fruity and Cocoa Pebble cereals, part of this nutritious breakfast. Ho, 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 ho.
Christmas gone but once a year, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. There is a Santa Claus. Christmas comes but once a year, now it's here, bringing lots of joy and cheer. Tra-la-la-la-la. Oh! like a pretty gloomy Christmas for those poor kids. What can I do? Let me think. Huh? Ah! Oh, no. Hooray! I've got it!
If anybody loves trains, it's me, Johnny Cash. You know, if your boy's under 10 like mine is, he needs a big Lionel like this Black River Freight. Lionel also makes HO gauge trains for older kids, like this Burlington 181. But for smaller hands, the big Lionel is easier to handle and put on the track. This Christmas, get your boy a train that's built for the way young boys play. A big, rugged Lionel. Lionel, the big train for small hands.
This Christmas, people are being very choosy.
Merry Christmas.
It's perfect.
Snoopy and Woodstock. Oh, thank you, my dear.
If you want to do something that'll be genuinely appreciated, be choosy and get Genuine Bell. Because when you get right down to it, this isn't the phone. This is.
Merry Christmas, Daddy.
For me? It's for you.
You choose your genuine bell.
The best relief from this hectic season is a jingle away. Ring in the holiday in 30 minutes or less. Domino's Pizza. Nobody delivers better.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
Santa Claus.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down to a long winter's nap.
Dad, it still works.
There's no better gift than the sound of your voice.
Sorry to interrupt your work, but you're making a serious mistake. Huh? With reindeer, I mean. You're putting Prancer where Dasher should be. And Blitzen should always be on my right-hand side.
He should, huh?
Yes, and another thing. Donna's antlers have 4 points instead of 3. But I don't suppose anyone would notice that except me.
No, I don't suppose so. Say, who are you?
My name is Kringle. Chris Kringle. Well, glad I could be of help. Goodbye. See, it's all in your wrists, like throwing a ball. Now watch. See?
Mrs. Walker, that new Santa Claus you hired is wonderful. Where'd you find him?
We answered the ad along with 100 others. He is good, isn't he?
Well, the parade's ready to start. You coming?
I'm going home and getting a hot tub. I may just stay there until next Thanksgiving.
But you've worked so hard on the parade.
If I want to, I can see it from the roof of my apartment. Bye.
Look at that big baseball player.
He was a clown last year. They just painted him different. My mother told me. She manages the parade.
Wow, he's really a giant, isn't he?
Really, Mr. Gailey. And you a lawyer. There are no such things as giants.
Well, maybe not now, Susan, but in olden times, like the giant Jack killed in the fairy tale.
Oh, one of those. I don't know any fairy tales.
You mean your mother or father never read you any?
My mother thinks they're silly, and I never met my father. You see, my mother and father were divorced when I was a baby.
Well, that baseball player sure looks like a giant to me. Come in.
Hello. My housekeeper told me Susan was here. I'm her mother.
Yes, Susie's told me quite a bit about you.
She's told me quite a bit about you, too. The man in the front apartment. Hi, dear.
Parade's much better than last year.
Good. Hope Mr. Macy agrees with you.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Oh, don't bother.
No bother. It's ready.
I want to thank you for being so kind to Susan.
All part of the plot. Surest way to meet the mother is to be nice to the child.
What a horrible trick.
Susan tells me you don't approve of fairy tales.
I don't. I think we should be realistic and completely truthful with our children. Not let them grow up believing in a lot of myths and legends. Like Santa Claus, for example.
I see.
The parade's over, Mother. The acrobats were good.
Those prices, they should be.
Mother, I was thinking, we've got such a big turkey for dinner, and there are only 2 of us. Couldn't we invite Mr. Gailey? Couldn't we?
Oh, dear.
Oh, please don't bother. I'll just get a sandwich or something.
It's an awful big turkey.
Oh, it's not that, dear, but I'm sure Mr. Gailey has other plans.
No, he hasn't. Have you?
Well, as a matter of fact, to be truthful and completely realistic with the child, I must say I haven't.
Please, Mother, please. Didn't I ask her all right, Mr. Gailey?
Well, that all depends.
Dinner's at 3 o'clock.
Susan, you asked just right.
Before those screaming brats arrive, I want to give you a few pointers on how to be a good Santa Claus.
Go ahead.
Now, here's a list of toys we have to push. You know, things we've overstocked. You'll find that a great many children are undecided as to what they want for Christmas. When this occurs, you immediately suggest one of these items. You understand?
I certainly do.
All right, here they come. You get up there and go to work and memorize that list. And remember, be jolly. You're working for Macy's.
Imagine that. Making a child take something he doesn't want just because he bought too many of the wrong toys. That's what I've been fighting against for years.
And what's that, Pop?
Trying to commercialize Christmas. And a Merry Christmas to you. Now then, what's your name, little boy?
Peter.
And what do you want for Christmas, Peter?
I want a fire engine just like the big ones, only smaller. It's got real hoses and squirts real water. I won't do it in the house, only in the backyard, I promise.
Now, Peter, I see you're a very good boy. So you'll get your fire engine.
You see, I told you to get me one.
Yes, dear. Well, look, you wait right over there. Mommy wants to thank Santa, too. What do you mean by saying a thing like that? I've been all over town trying to find that kind of a fire engine. Macy doesn't have one. Nobody's got one.
But you can get those fire engines at the Acme Toy Company on West 46th Street. Only $4.50. Wonderful bargain. Oh, I follow the toy market pretty closely.
Macy's sending other people to other stores?
Well, the important thing is to keep the children happy. Whether Macy's or somebody else sell the toy, it doesn't matter, does it? Don't you feel that way?
Me? Sure, but I didn't think Macy's did. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Oh, yes, we have skates. Nice, shiny skates, and they're very good indeed. But I don't think they're the kind of skates you want. Now, they have really wonderful skates. They're gimbals. Gimbals?
The sales lady said I was to speak to you. You're the head of the toy department.
Yes, madam, yes.
Well, look, I want to congratulate you on Macy's on this new stunt you're doing, sending people to other stores. To think that a big store like this puts the spirit of Christmas before the commercial. I haven't done much shopping here before, but from now on, I'm a regular Macy customer.
Gimbals?
When you come to see me at Macy's, I shall tell you all about the wonderful toys.
This seems awful silly, Mr. Gailey.
Well, maybe you'll feel differently after you've talked to Santa Claus.
Goodbye, and Merry Christmas. Now, then, what's your name, little girl?
Susan Walker, what's your name?
Mine, Chris Kringle. I'm Santa Claus. You don't believe that, do you?
You see, my mother is Mrs. Walker, the lady who hired you. But I must say, you're the best-looking one I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Your whiskers don't have those things that go over your ears.
That's because they're real, just like I'm really Santa Claus. Go on, pull them. Well, go ahead, pull. That's it. And what do you want me to bring you for Christmas?
Nothing, thank you. Whatever I want, my mother will get me. Sensible and doesn't cost too much.
Susan, dear, I think you've taken up enough this gentleman's time.
Your maid had to go home. Her mother sprained her ankle. She asked me to bring Susan down here for you.
Yes, she phoned.
I thought as long as we were here, we might as well talk to Santa Claus.
He's a nice old man, Mother. And his whiskers are real, too.
Yes, dear. A lot of old men have real whiskers like that. Susan, if you'd like to go over and look at the dolls, I'll be with you in just a minute. I want to talk to Mr. Gailey.
I didn't think there was any harm in saying hello to the old gent. I'm sorry.
Well, I think there is harm. I tell her Santa Claus is a myth, and you bring her down here to meet a very convincing old gentleman with real whiskers.
What's wrong with that?
By filling her full of fairy tales, she'll grow up to believe life is a fantasy instead of a reality. She'll keep waiting for Prince Charming to come along, and when he does, he'll be a...
We were talking about Susie, not you.
Whether you agree with me or not, I'll have to ask you to respect my wishes.
You sent for me?
Yes, sit down, won't you?
This is a lovely little girl you have here.
Thank you. Susan's the reason I asked you to drop down. She's a little confused. would you tell her that you're not really Santa Claus? That there's actually no such person?
I'm sorry to disagree with you, Mrs. Walker, but not only is there such a person, but here I am to prove it.
Oh, no, you don't understand. I want you to tell her the truth. What is your name?
Chris Kringle, I'll bet you're in the first grade.
Second.
No, I mean your real name.
It is my real name. Second grade. Good gracious.
It's a progressive school.
Oh, progressive school. Well, where did you get such a lovely outfit?
Macy's. We get 10% off.
Susan, would you go in and talk to Mrs. Adams for a minute?
All right.
Goodbye, young lady. Hope I see you again soon.
I hope so, too. Bye.
Chris Kringle. Address, Brooks Memorial Home for the Aged.
If you care to call them and ask for Dr. Pierce, he'll be happy to confirm it.
Age is old as my tongue and a little bit older than my teeth. No, really.
Well, that's the truth.
Next of kin, Donna, Blitzen, Prancer.
And Dancer.
I'm sorry, Mr.
Kringle.
Yes, well, I'm afraid we're going to have to make a change. You see, the Santa Claus we had last year is back in town, and, well, I feel I owe it to him to,
Have I done something wrong?
No. Excuse me. Yes?
Mr. Macy wants to see you immediately, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, yes, right away. You'll have to excuse me. Miss Adams will give you your voucher on the way out, and you'll receive a full week's salary.
Now, about that new sales policy that you two seem to have initiated. It would have been better to clear it with the sales department first, don't you think?
Mr. Macy,
Macy's Santa Claus sending customers to Gimbel's. Preposterous.
What?
Yet, we cannot quarrel with success. Telephone calls, telegrams, over 500 parents expressing their undying gratitude to Macy's. So as a result, I've decided to make this the new sales policy for the entire store. If we haven't got what a customer wants, we'll send him where he can get it. In this way, Macy's will be known as the store with a heart. The store that puts public service ahead of profits. And consequently, of course, we'll make more profits. Well, I just want to express our appreciation and to tell you that in your Christmas envelopes, there'll be a more practical expression of our gratitude.
Thank you, Mr. Macy.
That'll be all.
Thank you.
Oh, and tell that wonderful Santa Claus of yours that I haven't forgotten him either. No, never mind. I'll tell him myself. In the morning.
Imagine, a bonus.
I fired him.
Who?
Santa Claus?
No.
He's crazy. He thinks he is Santa Claus.
Well, I don't care if he thinks he's the Easter Bunny. You better get him back.
Well, it's too great a risk. He might have a fit or something. I tell you, the man's insane.
Maybe just a little bit insane. Mr. Sawyer.
What?
We'll get Sawyer to examine him. He's a psychologist. That's what he's being paid for, to examine the employees.
Can't get him back. He's already gone.
Well, then you better scoot after him and get him, because if you don't, we're going to have a very unmerry Christmas.
Oh, Mr. Kringle. I'm afraid I acted rather hastily and perhaps unfairly. This other Santa Claus, well, Mr. Macy has found something else for him to do, and, well, we want you to stay on.
Well, this is mighty good news. You see, Mrs. Walter, for 50 years or so, I've been more and more worried about Christmas. Christmas is not just a day, it's a frame of mind, and that's what they've been changing. Well, I'm glad you're taking me back. Maybe I can do something about it. And I'm glad I met you and your daughter. You're my test case.
We are?
Yes, in a way, you're the whole thing in miniature. And if I win you over, well, there's still hope. If not, I guess I'm through. But I'll try, and I'm warning you, I don't give up easily.
Oh, but Mr. Kringle, first thing in the morning, would you report to Mr. Sawyer's office for a little examination?
Mental examination?
Well, partly, yes.
Oh, I don't mind. I've taken dozens. Haven't failed one yet. Yeah. How many days in the week? 7. How many things do you see? 4. Muscular coordination?
Perfect. Who was vice president under James Monroe? Daniel D. Tompkins. I'll bet your Mr. Sawyer doesn't know that one.
How much is 3 times 5?
You asked me that before.
I'm conducting this examination. How much is 3 times 5?
Same as it was before. 15. You're rather nervous, aren't you, Mr. Sawyer? Do you get enough sleep?
My personal habits are of no concern to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I hate to see anyone all tied up.
How many fingers do you see?
3. You bite your nails, too?
I want you to stand up straight with your arms extended.
Muscular coordination test. Surely I'll be glad to. You know, very often nervous habits like yours is caused by insecurity. Are you happy at home, Mr. Sawyer?
That will be all, Mr. Kringle. The examination's over. You may go. And it may interest you to know that I've been a happily married man for 26 years.
Oh, I'm delighted to hear it. Bye.
Your wife, Mr. Sawyer?
What else? Agnes, how many times have I told you not to bother with the office? No, I give you a perfectly liberal allowance. If that fat, stupid brother of yours would get a job, you wouldn't have to be pestering me all the time. Not a penny.
How long have you known him, Dr. Pierce?
Well, he wandered into the home about 8 months ago. Looked the place over and said, well, it'll do. Just stayed on.
Has he ever told you his real name?
He said he was Kris Kringle. We never pressed him further.
Mrs. Walker, after giving that man a comprehensive examination, it's my considered opinion he should be dismissed immediately.
Dr. Pierce, Mr. Sawyer.
Excuse me, didn't Kris answer the questions correctly?
Well, yes, he did, but there was a complete lack of concentration. There's no doubt about it, he should be placed in a mental institution.
Wait a minute. People are institutionalized to prevent them from hurting themselves or other people. His is a delusion for good. He only wants to be friendly, helpful.
Mrs. Walker, naturally I cannot discharge this man. So when he begins to exhibit his latent maniacal tendencies, which I assure you he will, the responsibility will be entirely yours.
Oh, Dr. Pierce, if there's the slightest possibility of trouble,
Now, what trouble could Kris possibly get into?
No? Well, coming to work, for instance, a policeman might ask him his name. Now, you know that would get him into a fight.
Well, that could be avoided easily enough. Find someone here in the store to rent him a room. Then they could go to and from work together.
Oh, yes, that would solve everything. That's a wonderful idea.
Yes, isn't it? Your son's away at school. What about his room?
Well, I'll talk to Mrs. Shellhammer as soon as I get home. In the meantime, you take Kris home to dinner.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Oh, really, Mrs. Walker? If I can supply the room, the least you can do is furnish a free meal.
What sort of games do you play, Susan?
I don't play much with the children. They play silly games.
They do.
Like today, they were playing zoo, and all of the children were animals. Homer was supposed to be the zookeeper. He said, "What kind of an animal are you?" I said, "I'm not an animal. I'm a girl." He said, "Only animals allowed here. Bye."
Oh, that's too bad. Sounds like a wonderful game to me. Of course, to play it right, you've got to have imagination. Do you know what imagination is?
That's when you see something and it's really not there.
Well, yes, but I believe imagination is a place by itself. Yeah, you know, like, well, you know the British nation and the French nation. Well, this is imagination. Say, how would you like to make snowballs in the summertime? Or drive a bus down Fifth Avenue, Or be the Statue of Liberty in the morning, and in the afternoon, a flock of geese flying south? Well, the first place, you'd have to learn to pretend. That's imagination. Now, the next time they play zoo, you tell Homer you're a monkey.
But I don't know how to be a monkey.
I'll show you. And stand up. First, you bend way over. That's it. Keep your arms loose. Now, then you scratch.
On the contrary, the firm of Hazlitt, Sherman, and Hazlitt has been very good to me. But being an exceptional lawyer, I want to open my own office.
Naturally.
We're having our first lesson in pretending, and we're doing pretty well, too.
She'll be having nightmares for weeks.
But you'll be having a lot of fun in the daytime.
Hello? Oh, Mr. Shellhammer, that's fine. The Shellhammers have a room for you.
That's very kind of them, but I've accepted Mr. Gailey's offer to stay with him.
Mr. Gailey?
I'll get the meat.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Shellhammer, but it seems he's made other arrangements. Yes, well, goodbye.
Well, here we are.
Steak.
No, it's venison. A friend of mine at the office gave it to me.
What's venison?
Oh, deer meat. If you don't like it, I have eggs for you.
Could I have eggs, too? Venison, you know, I couldn't.
Oh, I forgot.
Well, there must be something you want for Christmas. Something that even your mother doesn't know about. Why don't you give me a chance?
All right.
Good.
That's what I want for Christmas.
A doll's house like this?
No, a real house.
A real house?
If you're really Santa Claus, you can get it for me. And if you can't, just a nice man with a white beard like Mother says.
Well, just because every child doesn't get his wish, that doesn't mean there isn't a Santa Claus.
That's what I thought you'd say.
But what could you possibly want with a house like this?
Live in it with my mother.
You have this lovely apartment.
But I want a backyard and a swing and... She can't get it, huh?
I didn't say that. Well, it's a tall order, but I'll do the best I can. May I keep this?
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Susan.
Good night.
Do you like living in the city?
Oh, it's all right. I'd kind of like to get out in the country sometime, though. Not a big place, just one of those junior partner deals in Manhattan.
I know the kind you mean. One of those colonial houses.
Or Cape Cod.
I've been thinking about Mrs. Walker. You know, like a lot of divorced women, she's determined that no one will ever hurt her again. With a little more effort on your part, she might be made to crawl out of a shell. You know, those two are a couple of lost souls. It's up to us to help them. I'll take care of Susie if you'll take care of her mother.
It's a deal.
Good. You ready?
Oh, no, you don't. I'm not going to be cheated that way. All my life I've wondered, and now I'm going to find out. I'm going to learn the answer to the question that's troubled the world for centuries. Does Santa Claus sleep with his whiskers inside or out?
Always sleep with them out. Cold air makes them grow.
I never expected to see.
Two can play at this game, Mr. Macy. If Gimbals hadn't got what the customer wants, we'll send him over to Macy's.
It'll be a pleasure, Mr. Gimble.
There they sat. Adult, but children still, children at heart. It was summer, warm, glorious summer. The end. Did you like that story, Susan?
Mr. Kringle, do you think I'm going to get my house for Christmas?
Well, I can't promise, but we mustn't give up hope. Good night, Susan. Tomorrow evening, I'll read you another story.
I can't. I've got to go to school.
Isn't this vacation?
Yes, but this is what they call a required function.
Required function? The Fillmore Progressive School requests your presence at a special performance of a Christmas play to be given in the modern manner. What does that mean?
A Christmas play without Santa Claus.
Well, a Christmas play without a Santa Claus? The performance will be followed by a short address. Subject, exploding the myth of Santa Claus. The guest speaker will be Mr. Albert Sawyer.
I'm very happy you enjoyed our little play.
And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our old friend, Mr. Albert Sawyer.
Parents and young people, it's thrilling indeed to see so many happy, smiling faces. I know you're all looking forward to a joyous Christmas. But as those of you in this intelligent group know, this is going to be a Christmas without Santa Claus. Such a person as Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, or Kris Kringle does not exist. Never has existed and never will exist. This silly old man in his red suit represents the wishful dreaming of all people. He's the all-giver, the generous father. Mature adults who keep this myth alive are clinging to childish fantasies and show themselves afraid to face realities. People who play Santa have a strong feeling of guilt. I see nothing to laugh at. Far from being amusing, this myth... Far from being amusing... Far from being amusing, this myth is actually harmful. Only stupid old men prancing around in white whiskers keep this ridiculous myth alive.
Now he's gone too far.
He became violent because I attacked his delusions, and he'll do it again.
Well, if you ask me, I think we ought to get an outside psychiatrist to examine him.
Then you better do it right away before Mr. Macy hears about it.
Oh, that's right. You explain it to Mr. Kringle. After all, you're his friend.
Oh, no, I can't. Well, I've grown very fond of him, and this is going to hurt him deeply. I just can't.
All right, what can we do?
I think I have it. You tell Kringle Mrs. Walker wants him to leave at once in order to have some publicity pictures taken with the mayor. I'll have a car waiting outside, and once we get him in the car, we'll drive him straight off to Bellevue Hospital.
Yes, that'd do it. I'll ride up front with the driver.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, Fred.
You flunked that psychiatrist examination deliberately, didn't you?
Why? I had great hopes, Fred. I had a feeling that Mrs. Walker was beginning to believe in me. Now I know she was only humoring me all the time.
Mrs. Walker didn't know anything about taking pictures with the mayor. That was Mr. Sawyer's idea.
It isn't just Mrs. Walker. Take Sawyer. Contemptible, deceitful, dishonest. But he's out there, and I'm here. If that's normal, I don't want it.
But you can't just think of yourself. What happens to you matters to a lot of people. People like me who believe in you and what you stand for. People like Susie who are just beginning to. Chris, you can't let them down.
You're right. Let's get out of here.
Now, wait a minute. You flunked that examination, but good.
Yes. I said our first president was Calvin Coolidge. Oh, but you can fix that. You'll think of something.
Now, take it easy. A judge is going to be asked to sign papers committing you to a mental institution. The only chance would be to prove you legally sane at a public hearing.
Good. I can think of nothing better. Don't you see? That will settle the question once and for all.
Solemnly swear the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. You may proceed, Mr. District Attorney.
My name's Thomas Mara. What's yours?
Kris Kringle.
Oh. Where do you live?
That's what this hearing will decide.
It's a very sound answer, Mr. Kringle.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tell me, do you really believe that you're Santa Claus?
Of course.
The state rests, Your Honor.
In view of this statement, do you still wish to put in a defense, young man?
I do, Your Honor. I'm fully aware of my client's opinions. In fact, that is the entire case against him. But Mr. Kringle is not sane because he believes himself to be Santa Claus.
An entirely logical assumption, I'm afraid.
Not necessarily, Your Honor. You believe yourself to be Judge Harper, yet no one questions your sanity because you are Judge Harper.
Mr. Kringle is the subject of this hearing, not me.
Exactly. So I intend to prove that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus.
What does Mr. Hayslip, Sherman, and Hayslip say about the trial?
That I was jeopardizing the dignity of the firm, that I either dropped the case or they dropped me. So, leaving me no choice, I quit.
Oh, Fred, you didn't.
Well, I can't let Chris down. He needs me, and all the rest of us need him.
Darling, he's a kind, wonderful old man, but... Well, you can't throw away your career because of sentiment.
I'm not throwing a career away. I'll get by. I'm a darn good lawyer. This doesn't shake your faith in me, does it?
This is a question of common sense, not faith.
Faith is believing in things when common sense tells you not to. I wish you could let yourself believe in people like Chris, and in fun, and love, and joy, and all the other intangibles.
Can't pay the rent with intangibles.
And you can't live without them. Why don't you try a little blind faith, darling? String along with me. I think I've got a right to ask that.
I think I have the right to ask you to be a little bit more practical and realistic.
Yeah, I suppose you have. It's all cockeyed. Here we are, as close as two people can possibly be, and yet there's a loneliness about it.
I've tried my best.
I know you have, darling, and so have I. But we're going to need a lot more than each other's arms. And somehow I just don't think we've got it.
Funny. With all my common sense, I was just beginning to think this time it might work out.
So was I, but... Can I help you trim the tree?
Thanks, I can do it.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Your name, sir?
R.H. Macy.
Do you recognize this man?
Yes, he's an employee of mine, Chris Kringle.
Do you believe him to be of sound mind?
I certainly do.
Mr. Macy, you're under oath. Do you really believe that this man is Santa Claus?
Do you?
I do.
That is all.
You are fired.
Your Honor, there is no such person as Santa Claus, and everybody knows it. I ask that the court make an immediate ruling. Is there or is there not a Santa Claus? This court will take a short recess to consider the matter.
I don't care about the law. I'm talking about politics. You go back in there and rule that there's no Santa Claus, we won't be even able to put you in the primaries.
Charlie. I'm a responsible judge. How can I seriously rule that there is a Santa Claus?
All right, go back in there and rule there isn't. The kids read about it, so they don't hang up their stockings. So what happens to all the toys that are supposed to be in them stockings? Nobody buys them. Oh, the toy manufacturers are gonna love that. What about the Christmas card makers, the candy companies? Oh, boy, are you gonna be a popular guy. And what about the Salvation Army? They got a Santa Claus on every corner. Henry, I'm telling you, if you go back in there and rule that there's no Santa Claus, you can count on getting just 2 votes. Your own and that district attorney's out there.
One. District Attorney's Republican.
The court will rise.
This court has just consulted the highest authority available. The traditions of American justice demand a broad and unprejudiced view of such a controversial matter. And therefore, this court is determined to keep an open mind and hear the evidence from either side.
But can my opponent produce any evidence in support of this contention?
Your Honor, I can. Will Thomas Mara take the stand?
Who, me?
Thomas Mara, Jr.
Thomas Mara.
Hi, Daddy.
Tommy, you know the difference between telling the truth and telling a lie, don't you?
Everybody knows you shouldn't tell a lie, especially in court.
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Sure I do.
And what does he look like?
There he is, sitting over there.
I object, Your Honor.
Overruled. Tommy, why are you so sure there's a Santa Claus?
Because Daddy told me so. Didn't you, Daddy?
And you believe your daddy, don't you?
Sure I do. Daddy wouldn't tell me anything that wasn't so, would you, Daddy?
Thank you, Tommy.
Bye, Daddy.
The state of New York is willing to concede the existence of a Santa Claus. But I ask that Mr. Gailey produce authoritative evidence that Mr. Kringle is the one and only Santa Claus.
Your point is well taken, Mr. Mara. Mr. Gailey, are you ready to show that Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus? On the basis of competent authority?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I ask for an adjournment until this time tomorrow.
This court stands adjourned till 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
That's all ready. What are you doing?
Writing to Mr. Kringle to tell him I believe in everything he told me. Everything will turn out fine.
Oh, that's nice. He'll like that.
Where shall I send it?
Why don't you send it to the county courthouse?
Okay. What did you write, Mother?
I believe in you, too, Doris. Go take your bath now. Could you give me the number of the main post office, please?
Hello, dead letter office. Are you kidding? We got maybe a couple 100,000. Yes, ma'am, we sure would. Hey, lady, that's not a bad idea. Thank you.
Chris, I've got bad news for you. I've tried every way to get some competent authority. I wired the mayor, the governor, everybody.
Susan. And means more to me than all the mayors and governors in the world.
It's all over. He hasn't got a thing. Your Honor, the defense has yet to produce one bit of authoritative proof that this man is really Santa Claus. And in view of the fact that it is Christmas Eve and we're all anxious to get to our homes, I ask that these commitment papers be signed without further delay.
Mr. Gailey, have you anything further to offer?
I should like to submit the following evidence, Your Honor. It concerns an official agency of the United States government. The Post Office Department, one of the world's largest business concerns, did a gross business last year of $1,112,877,174.
Your Honor, I'm sure they're all deeply gratified to know that the Post Office Department is doing nicely, but it hardly has any bearing on this case.
Furthermore, the U.S. postal laws make it a criminal offense to willfully misdirect mail or intentionally deliver it to the wrong party.
Yeah, Your Honor. I'm sure that the state of New York is willing to admit that the Post Office Department is authoritative, prosperous, and efficient.
For the record?
For the record. Anything to get on with this case.
Then, Your Honor, I offer these letters in evidence. They're simply addressed to Santa Claus, yet they were each delivered to Mr. Kringle by bona fide employees of the Post Office Department. I offer these as authoritative proof.
Your Honor, 3 letters are hardly authoritative proof.
I have further exhibits, Your Honor, but I hesitate to produce them.
Oh, I'm sure we'd all be glad to see them.
Oh, yes, indeed. Put them on my desk.
On your desk?
Yes, yes.
Very well, Your Honor. Every one of these letters is addressed to Santa Claus, and the post office has delivered them to my client. Therefore, the United States government recognizes this man, Kris Kringle, as Santa Claus.
If the United States of America believes this man is Santa Claus, then this court will not dispute it. Case dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor, and a Merry Christmas to you.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Kringle.
Oh, I got your note. It made me very happy.
Oh, I'm glad, Chris. Won't you come to dinner tonight?
I know. I'm working tonight. You see, it's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas!
What's the matter with Susan?
I think she misses Chris.
Don't worry, young lady. Chris is bound to come.
Didn't get my present, Uncle Fred.
Why, darling, you got a lot of presents.
Not the one I wanted. Not the one Mr. Kringle was going to get for me.
What was that?
It doesn't matter. I didn't get it. I knew it wouldn't be here, but I get a letter or something about it. Hello?
Hello, Susan. Merry Christmas. Well, it wasn't really a promise. I said I'd do my best.
You couldn't get it because you're not Santa Claus, that's why. You're just a nice man with white whiskers like my mother says. And I shouldn't have believed you.
Susan. Merry Christmas, Chris.
I'm sorry Susan is disappointed in me.
Oh, she'll be all right. Here's Fred.
Merry Christmas. Where are you?
Out at the home. Fred, we're giving a little party this afternoon. Will you bring Mrs. Walker and Susan out to help us celebrate?
Of course I will.
Now, you turn off the parkway at Seymour. Drive 3 blocks, then turn onto Ashley Drive. You'll see it on the right.
Got it.
Bye.
Susan, I was wrong when I told you not to believe in Mr. Kringle. You must have faith in him.
But he didn't get me that. That doesn't make sense, Mother.
Oh, faith is believing in things even when common sense tells you not to. I mean, even though things don't work out the way you want them to the first time, you still got to believe in people.
I'll try.
There it is, Ashley Drive.
I do believe. I do believe. I do. Stop, Uncle Fred, stop!
Susan! Susan! Susan, you shouldn't be running around in other people's houses.
But this is my house, Mommy. The one I asked Mr. Kringle
Now,
for.
Susan, darling.
It is. I know it is. Oh, you're right, Mommy. If things don't turn out right the first time, you've still got to believe. Mr. Kringle is Santa Claus. He is. I'm going to see my swings.
You told her that? The house seems to be for sale. We can't let her down.
Oh, Fred. Darling, I always believed in you. It's just my ridiculous common sense.
Well, it even makes sense to believe in me now. I take a little old man and legally prove that he's Santa Claus. Now, you know. Oh, no.
Wait, it must have been left by one of the tenants.
Maybe. Maybe I didn't do such a remarkable thing after all.
Mattel Electronics is offering a big Christmas bonus on its electronic games. You can get cash rebates by mail from $2 up to $12 using these coupons when you buy qualifying electronic games and a Pepsi-Cola product. Get details and coupons at the toy, electronic, and food stores featuring these Mattel Electronics and Pepsi-Cola displays. And score a cash Christmas bonus from Mattel Electronics.
So the boy fell asleep in the Toys R Us store. And he woke up with toys from the ceiling to the floor.
We've got the Nintendo action set, including the control deck with double game pack and Zapper light gun for just $99.99 at Toys R Us. And we have all the hottest game cartridges at great everyday low prices.
Love growing up with my Toys R Us kid. Toys R Us. You'll never outgrow us.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Stop clapper. Let you turn things on or off from anywhere in the room. Just plug in the clapper and a television, lamp, stereo, almost anything you want to clap on and off.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
Stop
clapper.
Clapper is available at Meijer, Perry, Hills, and Osco.
Christmas is a time for closeness, and closeness is what Norelco razors are all about. The shiny new silver rotary razors in cord and rechargeable models with 36 blades, 9 closeness settings, and no gotchas. And the Ladybugs, the ladies' razors that really work. And the Ladybug Salon, a ladybug razor plus 11 grooming attachments. Norelco, even our name says Merry Christmas.
maybe next week your name will go up in lights. Rupert, the talk of the town. You won't let me down, will you, Rupert? You'll do everything just like I taught you, huh? Ah, yes. Now, how about a dress rehearsal? Here. The curtain is up. You're on the stage. Stay right there when I tell you. Now get ready for our song and dance. Are you all set? Now, 1, 2. Phil, I'm so glad to see you.
Joe, how have you been?
Oh, not too good, but everything's going to change now. Here, sit down. How are you, mister?
Flo, this is Joe Mahoney. He used to work out of my father's office. And the best lion tamer in the business. Weren't you?
Go on with you.
Delighted, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Well, what's this new act that you wired me about?
Well, here it is. Now greet the man, Rupert.
You mean that's it? A squirrel?
Sure.
You wouldn't fool me, would you?
Oh, Bill, he's a great performer. Something like Rupert only happens once in a million years.
I'm sorry, Joe, but I'm not interested. He's not box office.
Come on, honey, we're late.
Yeah, but Phil, you haven't seen what he can do.
Well, I've seen enough already. Joe, look. A lion is a big, savage beast. He's vicious, ruthless, a bloodthirsty killer from the faraway jungles of darkest Africa. So he's box office. But a little pipsqueak thing like a squirrel that anybody can see any place, in any park, any time is just a... Besides, he's so small they never see him from the balcony.
But Phil, I tell you, Rupert is almost human. Come on, honey, we're late.
But just a minute. Look, Joe, I'd love to give you a break. I know things have been tough, but, well, he just ain't box office.
Goodbye, Mr. Dingle. I'll pay every cent that I owe you.
You should, Mahoney, you should. Hey, Steve! Get a broom and pail and help me clean this place out.
Peaceful here, ain't it? You can breathe. Now take a good look around. Some of your new pals. Now I want you to go on and get acquainted with them. Come on. That's it. Now don't be stubborn about this. Go on. Oh, to be sure. It's a silly outfit. There you are. They would have laughed at you. Yes, I know. Now go on. Yes, I know you don't want to. Go on. I know you'll be happy here. I know they're going to love you. You'll be the life of the party, doing the somersaults and all the cute little tricks that I taught you. Go on, I tell you. Beat it, I tell you. Beat it, I tell you. Shall I do? You just ain't box office.
Papa, do you think we might have some money in that Chicago account?
Oh, I heard from that bank last week. I think I got the letter with me. Yeah, here it is. It says, Dear Mr. Amendola, this is the last monthly statement we will mail you. We feel it is hardly worth 3 cents to tell you have 2 cents. Let's get going, huh?
Look at all those lucky people hurrying home with arms full of packages. They'll have turkey for Christmas, packages under the tree.
Don't envy him, Rosalinda. But every one of them faced a Christmas like us at some time or another. And besides, it ain't Christmas yet. Who knows, old Saint Nick may have a bundle for us, too. But the trouble is we ain't got no address he can deliver them to.
Amendola. The Amendola Trio.
Joe Mahoney.
Joe, darling.
Now, don't tell me this is little Rosie. Yeah, she's certainly growing fast. A little too fast. Why, it seems like only yesterday I bought her them shoes, and already she's complaining they're too small.
And with you, Amendola, how's the act been going?
Us? Great, sensational. Why, if I made me more money, I'd have to buy myself a wallet. And you know something, Joe? No. We've played the circuit so many times, just for a change. We booked the European tour.
Europe!
London, Paris, Budapest. And in India, we gave a performance the audience will never forget. Why? Because there were elephants. Please, a little respect for that joke that's older than you. Sorry, Joe. See, you haven't been doing so good, huh, Joe?
Well, to tell you the truth, it has been a little...
You don't have to tell me. It's the same with us. We haven't waited till we cut our second teeth.
Oh, you live around here? I do. I did. I just moved out less than a half hour ago.
Oh, is the place rented yet?
I don't think so.
How much rent did you pay?
I didn't. But if you got $32, you can move right in.
How long did you live there without paying any rent?
6 months.
Just what we're looking for, something out of the high rent district. Joe, it's been good seeing you. Yes, sir.
And you must drop in and see us soon, Joe.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, wait for me. You better ask him where it is.
We ain't got no time. Oh, Joe. Where is it?
322 and a half Maple Street. Just over there.
Come on back, it's this way.
Hey, wait for me.
Merry Christmas.
Pardon this unseemly protrusion, but after reading this sign, I took the liberty of removing it. I don't think you're going to need it anymore.
You want to rent this place?
Well, we might work something out if you don't drag lawyers into this.
Well, you better speak to my father about it. He's right next door. On second thought, I can handle this myself. Come in.
Be back in a minute.
Gosh, it's good to be home.
My name is Amendola.
My name is Pete Dingle.
Rosalinda. Joe Mahoney sent us.
Oh? Well, that's okay with me, but don't mention it to my father. The rent will be $32 a month.
Well, I don't mind electric bulbs that are unfrosted. And I don't mind beds with springs that fight back.
window shades that curl up like anchovies. But there's one thing I can't stand. Leaky faucets. Oh, do you mind?
Not at all.
Perfect. Well, Mama, you might as well start unpacking. This ain't exactly the bridal suite at the Waldorf, but who knows? If we give this place a good cleaning, we might find an extra room.
Good cleaning is right. Look at all those cobwebs.
Rosie, don't touch those cobwebs. They're probably holding the building together. Well, now that all the business has been taken care of, I'll...
What you see, Mr. Amendola, my father, unfortunately, wants his money in advance.
And a lucky man he is, too, your father. Having a son so gifted in the art of music.
Oh, well, I just go around.
Tut, I know. I, too, am a musician. And modesty compels me to admit that I play a pretty piano. And if necessary, I can even play an ugly one. Well, don't forget, feel free to drop in at any time.
Well, thanks very much. Now about the rent.
Oh, I think I'm going to like it here.
Well, I hope so.
Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to change.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I'll see you later.
Well, Mama, I did it.
Hey, look, Pa, I forgot his tuba.
He'll be back. But if he don't, you can blow in it every night and announce dinner. You realize what I done? No rent in advance and a roof over our heads.
An awful big hole in the skylight.
So what? If it snows, we'll be the only ones in town who'll have a white Christmas inside the house and out.
Hello, Pete.
Hi, Dave.
Say, I think I got a letter for you.
Oh?
No, it's for your old man.
I'll give it to him.
Well, if I don't see you tomorrow, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, same for you.
Did you clean the place?
Clean it? I rented it.
Good. You can work if you make up your mind. Who'd you rent it to?
Their name is Amendola.
There?
Uh-huh.
How many are there?
Oh, just 3. They're awfully nice people.
Well, that's good for a change. I'll take the money.
There's a mother and a father and a daughter.
Okay, give me the $32.
And, you know, they didn't even ask for any redecorations or repairing anything. You know, that saves us a lot of money, Pa.
Pete, don't tell me you let them stay without paying.
Oh, you're going to get it. They're awfully nice people. A mother and a father and a daughter.
Yeah, you said that before. Look, son, I want that $32 right now. And if you don't get it, I'll go over and get it myself. And if I don't get it, out they go.
But, Pa, I gave my word of honor we'd wait a couple of days. You don't want to break your own son's word, do you?
Oh, there he goes again. Honor, charity, love thy neighbor, everything but money. Tell me, son, what did money ever do to you that you hated so much?
I'll get it. Oh, hello.
Hello. You forgot to give me the key.
The key? Oh, yes, the key. Here it is.
Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. You're going to stay, aren't you?
Well, it's my father.
Who is it, Pete?
Look, don't go away. I'll be right back.
Who was it?
Oh, the postman. It's for you.
National Security Bank. Now, what are those chiselers worth?
What is it?
Oh, just an advertisement.
Oh.
Katie, come here.
Frank, what is this?
Katie, that worthless gold mine I invested in 10 years ago is paying off.
Heavens, no.
Look, here's a check for $1,500, and they say we're going to get the same amount each week from now on.
Mercy. It's the day before Christmas, too, Frank. It's money from heaven.
Yeah.
We should go to church and pray.
Oh, yeah, sure. But first, I'll go down to the bank and cash the check.
I know that apartment isn't what you folks have been used to, but, you know, with a little paint and fixing it up, that,
You mean you'll redecorate it?
Well, I'll speak to my father about it.
Oh, and Mother's been having a little trouble with the stove. It's awfully old.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that, too. Maybe get you another one.
A new stove. Is there somebody asleep in there?
My father. I mean, well, my father's a little reluctant about investing money. He has to be handled with kid gloves. Say, how about going for a walk?
Not in these shoes, I wouldn't. They pinch my feet.
We'll go get some others. I'll wait for you.
It'll be a long wait. I haven't any others.
Oh. Well, what size do you wear?
Dreaming of a size 4. Why?
Stay right where you are.
Not a word of this to a soul, Katie. Not anybody, especially that lazy son of yours. If he finds out about it, he'll blow that blasted tube with the rest of his life.
Mom, what size shoe do you wear?
6'5".
Oh, never mind.
Now, don't you go buying shoes for me for Christmas, because I've got 2 pairs already. Isn't that nice of him? Not a nickel in his pocket, and he's still thinking of buying me shoes.
Oh.
Just for that, Frank, I want you to buy a nice necktie for him and put it under the Christmas tree. He likes those hand-painted ones. I saw some perfectly lovely ones for only $5.
Huh, $5, eh? I'll get some paint out of the attic and paint one myself.
They call it the Amendola Trio, the human pyramid. Papa balanced Mom on his shoulders, and then I stood on top of Mama, all done up like a little angel.
Sounds exciting.
Then Papa juggled, Mama sang, and I played the harp. Used to go over big. Only I started growing, Mama got heavier, and one day Papa's legs gave out.
You mean he dropped you?
4 times in 1 week. The 4th time, Mama broke her leg. You gotta hand it to Papa, though. He never broke a plate. He's a great juggler.
Look, there's my father coming out of the bank. I wonder what he was doing in the bank.
I've never been in a bank. Just to think of all that money in one place.
We could go to price of this tree was $7. Yesterday, $4. Now, what am I bid? 40 cents. 40 cents. Who make it $1? $1.
I wish we were going to have a tree. Of course, with the moving and all. Talk enough about me. Tell me about you. Where do you work?
I don't. Well, that is, I write music.
Oh, does it pay?
No.
Then you don't work.
Well, I don't have a job.
Can't you find one?
I've never looked for one.
Well, what do you do for money?
I don't need money.
But suppose you were walking along with a girl and she wanted a malted milk. What would you do?
Well, that would be pretty embarrassing.
I'm sorry I said that, Pete. Come on, let's go home.
All right, folks, there's 2 more left. Now, what am I bid for this one? 40 cents. $1.50. $1.50. Do I hear 2? $1.50 once, $1.50 twice. Sold to this gentleman for $1.50. And now for the last tree. All right, folks, it's your last chance. What am I bid for this one? 40 cents. 75 cents. 75 cents. Do I hear $1? $1? Will someone make it $1? 75 cents once, 75 cents twice. $1. $1 I've got. $1 once, twice. Sold to this gentleman for $1. Here you are, buddy. Say, mister, would it be all right if I pay you 40 cents now and the balance later? Sure. Just take the elevator up to the 18th floor. That's our credit department. This is a cash sale, buddy. Do you want the tree or don't you? Hey, wait. Look, you can have the tree. Give me the 40 cents. Oh, thanks. I'll pay you the rest as soon as I can. I'll give you a week. If you don't pay it up by then, I'll find out where you live and take the tree back. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Why didn't you leave it at the bank while you were there?
At the bank. Katie, you're not serious after all that happened to our little savings in 1929? No, sirree. They're never going to get any of my money again. I'm going to hide it right in this house. Katie, you better run over to the church and say that little prayer now.
Frank, you're sending me away because you want to keep the hiding place a secret from me.
Oh, no, it isn't you, Katie. It's Pete. You're too soft-hearted with that boy. I'm afraid that
What's the use of money, anyway, if you hide it? Money's for buying things, to enjoy life, to have some pleasure.
Ah, that's a lot of hooey. Money is for security, not to worry about the future, to enjoy sleep.
All right, Frank, I'm going. And I don't care if you stick that blasted money up the chimney and let it smoke till it smells like a ham butt.
Believe me, Lord, we've tried so hard. We've tried everything. Everything. But it's so difficult to find a job for a human pyramid. You're our only hope. So it's up to you. Please. Tomorrow's Christmas. We haven't even got a tree. No money to buy some little gift. Not even a pair of shoes for Rosalinda. She must have those shoes, Lord. She needs them real bad.
Tell me, Rosalinda, do you still play the harp?
Sure, why?
Well, I think I'll compose something just for the harp and tuba. And I'm going to call it The Melody of Two Orphan Instruments.
That's a cute title. You think they'll go together?
I don't know, but I'm hoping.
Papa, wait!
But I don't understand. A tree, presents.
And look at it, Papa. A turkey and cranberry sauce and plum pudding and candy and nuts. And look, brand new shoes.
But how? I don't understand. You couldn't have won it on a quiz program. We haven't got any phone.
No, Papa, I didn't win anything.
Mama, your wedding ring. You didn't hock your...
No, I didn't hug anything. All I did...
I know. You wired that drummer in Boston who had a crush on you. That sheik with the patent leather shoes and tuxedo. I remember what he said when we announced our engagement. If ever you needed anything,
Papa, that was 22 years ago.
I don't care if it was 100 years ago. I never trusted a guy with a tuxedo, especially a rented one.
Oh, let Mom explain, Papa.
No, the money didn't come from him. It came from... Here, Papa. You better sit down.
Better loosen your collar, Papa.
Rosalind, just bring Papa a glass of water. Papa, you love me, don't you?
Of course I love you.
And you trust me? You'd believe me if I told you something, wouldn't you? Even if nobody else in all the world would believe me, you would believe me, wouldn't you, Papa?
Sure I would, Mama.
Well, I was sitting right here in this chair, and I was praying. And, well, this money, $1,500, comes floating right down through the hole in the skylight.
$1,500? From heaven?
You do believe me, don't you, Papa?
You said it. I've got to believe you.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Papa. Merry Christmas, Papa.
You see, Rosie? I told you old St. Nick wouldn't forget us. All we needed was an address.
Frank, this perfume is lovely. Dangerous. Such a big bottle. It must have cost at least $10.
It's not that dangerous.
Oh, this is a terrific tie, Dad. Thanks again. Did you see the watermelons, Mom? They're hand-painted.
Now, who's that?
Merry Christmas, young man. Merry Christmas. May we come in?
Oh, why, of course. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Why, Mr. Amendola, we have the exact same ties on.
It could be a lot worse if we were girls wearing the same dresses.
Oh, Mom, Dad, this is Mr. and Mrs. Amendola and their daughter, Rosalinda.
How do you do?
We're your new tenants. And the Yuletide season being upon us, we thought we'd drop in and pay you a visit.
To pay what?
A visit, Frank, a visit.
Oh. Well, make yourselves comfortable.
Oh, do sit down, Mrs. Amendola.
I'm glad you brought your harp, Rosalinda.
Can we sit right over here?
Yeah.
That's a nice tree you got there, Mr. Dingle. Where did you get it? Molinary's?
Uh-huh.
Maybe we ought to go down there next week and make our payments together.
Payments. Speaking of payments, Mr. Amendola, just what do you do for a living?
Doesn't the name of Amendola suggest nothing to you? You surely must have seen us perform someplace. Florida in the racing season, Lake Placid in the winter season, or perhaps Africa in the malaria season. Yes, sir, Dingle. Someday you'll be able to say the Amendolas were your tenants.
If I don't get my rent money, I'll be able to say that tomorrow.
I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Dingle. Now, if you'll just hang your sock on a mantle, I'll drop in 3 months' rent. Keep the $4 change.
3 months' rent in advance. Mr. Amendola, we're so glad you folks dropped in on us. Katie, get Mr. Amendola a chair. And some coffee and some cake, Katie. Where's the Christmas spirit?
That's right. Where is the Christmas spirit? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Ah, I love the excitement of Christmas. I'll never forget one Christmas Eve when I was a kid. I hung my stocking up on the mantle, went to bed, and when I woke up the next morning, what do you think I found in my stocking? My father's foot. Jingle bells, jingle all soft. Oh, what fun it is to ride soft. Jingle bells. Wait a minute. Another odd bush like that, Mr. Dingle, and I'll hide your electric trains. Jingle bells, jingle all soft. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open soft. How do you like that? There's a guy going in business for himself. Wait a minute. All together. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse wonderful. Now, isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? Wouldn't it be nice if it came around twice? Spread hope and good cheer. Just when everyone forgets goodwill to men, that's the time for jingle bells to chime again. Now isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? Now isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? Wouldn't it be nice if it came around twice, spreading hope and good cheer? Mr. Jingle, this is going to develop into a long and beautiful friendship, even closer than Damon and Petilius. Now isn't it a shame that Christmas comes but once a year? You'll notice Rosalinda brought her harp along, and she didn't bring it to slice hard-boiled eggs. All right, Rosalinda.
Here you are, Rosalinda.
Thank you.
Oh, I finished the melody for 2 orphan instruments. Want to try it?
Sure. Set the music right over here, Pete.
Okay. There you are. Ready?
Yes, uh-huh.
I don't want my wife to hear this. The stage has always fascinated me. Don't you think I got a very fine singing voice?
Why, the bathtub's in a world full of singers, Mr. Tingle. But did you ever hear of anyone doing a backflip in a bathtub? No. And you know the reason why? Because only a few of us are acrobats.
Oh, acrobats. I'd just love to learn a few tricks. I'm always so dull when company comes. I can't do a thing.
Why, I'd be glad to teach you. You got anything around here we could rig up like a teeter board?
A seesaw?
Yeah.
Oh, I think so. Let me see now. How about a table leaf?
You got one?
Yeah.
Go get it. Great. Now get me a glass of water. Thanks. Why, this trick is so simple, I taught it to Rosalinda when she was only 3 years old. Now you get up in that chair. I'll stand down at this end, place the glass of water on my head, and when I say go, you jump down at that end. I will then do a back somersault, light a cigarette in midair, and land in that chair without spilling one drop of water. Ready? Ready. Go! Try, mates.
That's so pretty, Pete. And he wrote it himself.
How well he plays the tuba. Oh, it's lovely, Pete.
So are you. Gosh, Rosalinda, your hair, your dress. Gosh, you're beautiful.
Thank you, Pete. May I have this, Pete?
Oh, sure, sure. I wrote it for you.
Look, somebody's coming to see us in a beautiful car.
Rosalinda, go down and see who it is. It might be somebody important.
Yes?
Oh, hello. Is Joe Mahoney home?
Well, he's moved away.
He has? Well, do you know where he went?
Well, I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, that's great. Now, what'll I do with this Christmas present I brought him? Here, it's yours.
But
Go ahead. Go
but
ahead.
I
it's
really
all right.
don't.
Oh, it's just fruit and things. You live here?
Yes,
Alone?
with my parents.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Anything I can do for you?
Well, my name is Phil Davis. I'm a friend of Joe Mahoney's, and I just
Phil
dropped...
Davis, the agent?
Yes, that's me.
Believe me, this is a pleasure. My name is Amendola. You've heard of the Amendola Trio, haven't you? You know, the human pyramid. Come in. Come in. Now, don't pay any attention to this apartment, Mr. Davis. We just moved in yesterday. Not much of a place, but for certain reasons, it fascinates me. Oh, Mr. Davis, take a look at this poster. You're gazing on one of the greatest vaudeville acts of its time. And the only reason we disbanded is because of my little daughter's rapid maturity.
Oh, yes, I can see what you mean.
Oh, Mr. Davis, I was just thinking, I can work alone. Why, I can out-juggle anyone in the business. And you know something? I can juggle 25 plates with one hand. And with the other hand, I pick up the broken one. Just a little joke I used in the act. Now, if you give me your undivided attention...
Say, that's good. That's great. How'd you do it?
Huh?
How'd you do it?
What? Oh, that's a trade secret.
Do it again.
Oh, yes, do it again, Papa.
Rosalinda, you know the great Amendola never repeats twice.
Well, that's very clever. I'll try and book you, Mr. Amendola.
Sure, sure.
Now, how about you?
About me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to butt in, but the coffee's ready.
Oh.
You know, a girl with your looks and figure should be in the limelight, and I'm just the man who can put you there. Said he as he twirled his black mustache and eyed the proud beauty. Who's he?
Please. You were saying, Mr. Davis.
Well, a girl like you should have a decent place to live. Not with help like this.
What's good enough for my mother and father is...
It's hardly good enough for a raving beauty like you. And Mr. Davis here is just... Well, the coffee's ready. Getting cold, and so's the cake.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Davis is a very important Broadway agent.
Broadway chiseler. I beg your pardon. What was that?
Oh, I know the type. Promises young girls expensive clothes, diamonds, furs, anything to make an impression.
He didn't say those things, you did.
Well, he was going to.
What right has he got to call me a chiseler? Why, he doesn't even know me.
I think he's jealous.
Well, maybe he's got a case. Say it's Christmas and I'm all alone. How about me taking you out to a Chinese dinner tonight?
Well, I'm sorry, but I'd love to. Father, may I go out with Mr. Davis?
You better ask your mother.
Oh, thanks a lot.
5 minutes up and only 4 came down. This defies the laws of gravity.
Midnight. She isn't home yet.
Mama, stop worrying. Nothing can happen to her. She's not alone. She's with a man. Mama, another miracle happened this afternoon.
A miracle?
I tried to juggle a few walnuts. One didn't come down. It just disappeared.
Me.
This is a strange house. Money comes down and walnuts go up. But I guess that's better than money going up and walnuts coming down. I don't know what to make of it.
it, Frank?
I've been thinking about that Amendola family. Why should people who can afford to pay 3 months rent in advance want to live in a dump like that?
Frank, last night you couldn't sleep because they didn't pay their rent. Tonight you can't sleep because they did. For goodness sake, stop worrying and go to sleep.
Why don't you check out of this town? Come to New York. Things can happen to you there, Rosie.
Oh, let's not start that again, Phil.
Oh, I'm
Please.
crazy about you, Rosie. I'll do anything for you.
Do you know any music publishers, Phil?
Sure, dozens of them. Why?
Well, I wrote some music. I think it's beautiful. If you could take it to
I
some...
didn't know you were a composer. Melody for 2 orphan instruments by Peter Dingle. Who's Peter Dingle?
Oh, you see, well, I put a man's name on it because I knew no one would even look at it if they knew a girl wrote it.
Well, I'll see what I can do. If it's any good, I'll try and have it published.
Oh, thanks a lot, Phil. Well, good night.
Wait a minute.
See you tomorrow.
Sorry to wake up, Mr. Haggerty.
What's the matter, Pete? Somebody sick?
Yeah, me. I want that job.
Well, do you want to start right now, or can you wait till tomorrow morning?
I'm sorry. I was afraid somebody else might get it. You see, Mr. Haggerty, I need money.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah?
Bend closer, laddie boy. Put your ears alone. I got a sure thing in the 6th at California today. Cut me in on 40% of the winnings and I'll give it to you. This one can't lose. It'll win in a walk.
Yeah, and while our horse is walking, the others will be running. If you have another hot tip, Mulligan, leave it under the plate.
Yes, sir?
What's your best cigar?
Oh, I got some good ones back here. Quarter apiece.
Quarter apiece. How much does a whole one cost? Just a little joke.
About as little as I've heard.
Pete. Hello.
Hi. What'll it be?
I didn't know you worked here, Pete.
Oh, that's strange. It was in all the papers.
But you remember once you told me you were opposed to work.
Sure. I even remember I couldn't buy a certain girl a cool drink in a drugstore. Now, not only can I buy it, but serve it, too. What'll it be?
Pete, you took this job on account of me.
The girl I'm referring to only wanted a molded milk.
Can we go now? Oh, it's you. Let's go, honey.
I'd like a malted milk, Phil.
Not in this dump, please.
Goodbye.
So long.
Look, Pete, you're missing a great bet. That filly's sure to wind up in the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
How's that for a bargain? Only $49.50.
But, Papa, what do we want with a polar bear rug?
This isn't an ordinary polar bear. Just watch. All you gotta do is twist the tune and... Music! It's all to a radio. You gotta tune this for short wave.
But we don't need it.
Sure we do. It lends an air of quality to the place. Mama, what's a real home without a polar bear?
But we must stop buying things. That $500 you have left has got to last.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. You know that Mr. Byfield who we bought these few pieces of furniture off? Well, I stopped by there today to look at the little piano we were talking about. And you know something? He isn't doing so well.
Oh, Papa, I hope you didn't.
It's not his fault that business is bad. Naturally, with the banks leaning on the place and no one that's trying to...
$500.
Oh, Papa, all our lives you've been doing this. Whenever we get a little ahead, you meet someone who's in trouble and you just melt like chocolate in a baby's hand.
I couldn't help it. He needed it. But, Mama, we got nothing to worry about. We still got that $100 I gave you yesterday.
No. I mailed that money away for the unpaid bills we left in Chicago.
That puts us right back where we were a week ago.
That's right. All you gotta do is do what you did a week ago. Pray.
Well, I am praying every hour of the day, but if it's more money you want me to pray for...
Why not, Mother? It's worth a try.
Well, I just wouldn't have the nerve to ask again. Besides, it's selfish.
But Papa just told us he helped somebody with it. That wasn't selfish.
And besides, all you gotta do is ask and let heaven make up its own mind.
Well, even if I could remember the prayer...
You must remember, Mother. The same thing you said before.
Well, I don't know. All I recall saying is that Rosalinda needs shoes. But now she doesn't need shoes. She has 4 pair already.
But, Mama, when you say she needs shoes, that doesn't mean she really needs them. It's like stage hands in the theater playing dice. A guy says, baby needs a new pair of shoes. That doesn't mean she needs them. It's just a disfigurement of speech.
All right. Bring me the little old rocker.
I'll get it.
I was sitting in it when it happened.
Say it, Mama. Say it.
Please help us. Rosalinda needs shoes. She needs them real bad. No use, Mama. The prayer won't be answered.
Maybe it has been answered. The answer is no. Well, we're grateful anyhow. I guess I better take this rug back to the shop.
Please forgive me for telling a lie. Rosalinda doesn't need shoes.
Hello, Petrushka.
Here's your plate and cake, Mr. Amendola.
Thanks.
Oh, and here's the check. Your share of our profits for this month.
Well, well. You cast your dough upon the waters, it circulates, and it comes back strawberry shortcake. Thanks, partner.
Thank you, Mr. Amendola.
Papa?
Petrushka, I'll take it. Oh, Mama. Look. This is our share of the month's profit. How much did we decide to contribute to buy shoes for European children?
$600. Why?
Well, deposit this, and we can make it 1,000.
Oh, that's fine.
Telling you, it's all over town. This Amendola character gave $1,025 for kids' shoes. He lives in a stable and sleeps in a straw. The guy doesn't work. It don't add up. Where does he get the money?
Gave $2,500 for European children. What line of business is he in?
Nobody knows. Read all about it. Local man gives thousands to charity. Read all about it.
When they moved in, they didn't have a nickel to their name. 2 months later, he buys a shipload of shoes for farm kids. Now, how do you figure that?
I'd like a super-duper, triple-decker Banana Delight.
Coming up.
You know what I think? He's printing his own money right there in that shack of yours, Mr. Dingle.
Well, I hate gossip. But I just heard from a friend of mine whose wife told him, and she swears it's true, that Amendola is a big gangster in hiding. And if I was you, Mr. Dingle, I'd notify the police right away.
Notify the FBI. I saw it in the movie. Someone should write them an anonymous letter.
Sure, write anonymous letters. Report him to the police. Put him in jail. The guy has to be punished because he has a big heart.
Oh, pipe down, Pete. I told you never to argue with the customers.
Sorry.
I think it's all a lot of hooey. You know what I heard? A man comes to see the pretty Amendola girl every day in a big car.
We can't hear you.
Louder.
A man comes to see their daughter every day in a big car.
That's true. He's a Broadway agent. What about him?
Like a little, strawberry?
Sure. He's the individual that floods Amendola with money on account of that girl.
Some whipped cream.
Love it. That's what I say about acting. People like the Amendolas can contaminate a whole community, just like one rotten apple in a barrel.
Pete! Oh, I forgot the sherry.
What did they?
Bourbon and water.
Hi, Pete.
Oh, hi.
Say, I had dinner at the drugstore, and I heard you pushed a chocolate sundae into a perfectly good customer's kisser. Is it true?
No, it was a banana delight.
You're hurt, Pete. Who hurt you, boy?
Nobody. I just counted my money, and I discovered I was 16 cents short of my first million. That makes me sad.
Listen, Pete. If you're open for a proposition, I know how to make some real dough. Get this. A friend of mine... Look, Eddie, why don't you make like a ballerina and dance away? Here, stick this in the jukebox and play something loud. A friend of mine is drilling for oil in California. He's down 9,000 feet. Got 500 more to go.
So now it's oil stocks. Don't you ever give up, Mulligan?
But Pete, only 2 G's. You can grab yourself 20% interest and become a millionaire in no time.
Are you out of your mind? Where would I get $2,000?
How about asking your old man?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. My father gets a small pension. He's very happy if he can make ends meet.
That's what you think, Junior. My brother-in-law, who happens to be a policeman at the bank, says that old man of yours has been cashing pretty large checks for weeks now.
Now, wait a minute. I did see him coming out of the bank once. And he gets a letter from him every week.
You see? All you have to do is ask him to back you. What father could refuse such a proposition?
Tell me, Mulligan, is this really on the level?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll introduce you to my friend. He'll show you the papers. And besides, he'll give you all the security you want.
I'll see you tomorrow.
There must be a screw loose in your head. Who's got 2,000? What 2,000?
Pa, I know you have it. You've been seen in the bank cashing large checks lately.
That's a lie. Now get out. I don't want to hear any more about it.
Well, I'll pay you back. I'll repay you 10 times over.
But I haven't got it, I tell you. I haven't got it.
Pa, you must give it to me. You simply must.
Get out, you crazy fool. Get out before I break that blasted tube over your head. Get out.
I join you?
No, not at all. I want to talk to you.
What is it, Pete?
Well, that is, I have no right to say this, but
Oh, say it anyhow, Pete. It might be something I'd like to hear.
well, it's the money your father's spending. They think it's coming from Davis. Yeah. He says he's in love with you.
Well, you don't believe that, do you, Pete? I can see how anyone might get a wrong impression about Phil and me, I mean. There isn't anything between us. I can't explain to you about the money because there just isn't any explanation, but...
Oh, there's no need for one. Not about Davis or the money or anything.
Then what is it, Pete? Why are we sitting here like this when all you have to say is...
Oh, what's the use, Rosalinda? All right, suppose I am in love with you. That's not enough. $2,000 plus more luck than I dare hope for. And we might be able to do something about it.
A marriage license only costs $2.
Yeah, but how could we live?
We could manage.
How? By putting windows in my tuba and converting it into a Quonset hut?
My mother and father didn't have a penny when they were married. And Papa said that that was the happiest time in their whole lives.
Very true.
Yeah, that's great. But I can't even juggle.
We'll have to take that up the first thing in the morning.
Why must we have $2,000?
It's an oil deal. And it might come in. And then again, it might not. But if it did, what's the use trying to dream my way out of it?
Maybe Papa could lend you the money.
Maybe.
But $2,000?
You can ask him.
I'm sorry, Rosalinda. I'm superstitious about borrowing money that comes from heaven.
Talking out here. It's not that I was eavesdropping or that I meant to listen. It was just that I had to get up and fill my cold water bottle. You see, my feet get very hot at night.
I hope we didn't disturb you.
What disturbs me is this idea you got about Rosalinda and this guy Davis. Believe me, there's nothing to it. Why, if you'd look with your heart instead of your eyes, you could see where our best intentions are.
Look, Mr. Amendola, it isn't Rosalinda. It's me.
Sure, it's you. I've heard what you says about being broke. And if you ask me, I think you get up and go as got up and went. What you need is confidence. And listen, about that $2,000, I'd be very glad to.
I couldn't take your money, Mr. Amendola. Of course, the oil might come in, but for right now, it's just a hole in the ground in California.
For what? Uncle Sam put the money in a hole in the ground, and it turned out to be Fort Knox. And I could take a risk, too. But let's talk about it in the morning. Mama, where's Rosalinda?
Went for a walk with the boy next door. You know, Papa, I think that's getting serious.
Serious? Oh, they might get married and have a couple of kids. But that's as far as it would go.
Oh, look, Papa.
Mama, remember this?
Maybe. boy who was courting me used to sing it to me 22 years ago. Who was that now? Was it the wealthy cattleman from Montana or that drummer from Boston?
Mama, that was me.
Of course it was, Papa. And I've been singing myself to sleep with it ever since. Sing it, Papa.
Take an L, take an O, and take a B. Take a W, another W, another W. Take a par, a bench beneath the tree.
I remember.
To that LV, you add an E. Take a girl, a ring, a little I do. A house in the country for just me and you. And then soon there will be 1, 2, or 3. Little W, little W, little W. Yes, gentlemen.
We're not together. I'm Lieutenant Saunders, police. I'm looking for a man named Louis Amendola.
That's me.
I'm Inspector Cheney, Bureau of Internal Revenue. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. What did you do, Mama? I don't know. Unless I've been burning the incinerator after hours. Gentlemen, this is my wife. Well, now all we need is the FBI. Oh, pardon me.
Callahan, FBI. Are you Mr. Amendola?
Yes, sir. Won't you come in?
Thanks.
Me and my big fat mouth.
Mr. Amendola, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Do you mind? I was here first. Mr. Amendola, the Department of Internal Revenue would like some information regarding your source of income.
What income?
We got a report.
Please, may I? We have a report showing you've been spending large sums of money, the source of which is not indicated in your previous income tax reports. We're a little curious, Mr. Amendola, to know where the money's coming from.
We saved a lot when we were the human pyramid. And I took that money and I invested it wisely. I'll have you know that I've majored in economics at Krampus College.
Krampus? I never heard of that college.
Why, that's like saying you never heard of Joe Chumpus.
Who's he?
He's the president of Krampus.
Mr. Amendola, we're not interested in your education. We just want to know where you're getting the money.
All right, gentlemen. I'll tell you the truth. I'm the long-lost son of a very wealthy typhoon. When I was only 2 days old, my nurse turned her back while I was making a change, and I was stolen from the cradle by a band of starving gypsies. And a few months ago, the king of the gypsies came and told me who my father was. I see you don't believe me. All right, I'll tell you the truth. I was down at the beach digging with my pail and shovel when suddenly my shovel struck the top of an iron-bound chest.
Pirate's treasure, eh?
That's right.
That does it. Look here, Amendola. You've been reported for everything from swiping tires off of baby carriages to operating your own mint. Now, what's your racket?
Please leave him alone. Why can't we tell him the truth, darling? It's so simple.
All right, lady. What is the truth? Where does the money come from?
From
That explains everything.
But it's the truth. It comes straight from heaven. $1,500 every week.
On the dot.
I like the one about the pirates just better. Come on, Amendola. Let's get down and tell it to the boys at the station.
But I can prove it. I can prove every word
Now,
of it.
Mrs. Amendola, how can you prove it?
It's easy. I put this old rocking chair in the middle of the room. Sit down there and say a little prayer. And when I say, Rosalinda needs shoes,
The money comes down like rain.
All right, Mrs. Amendola, show us. Pull up the chair and say the prayer.
Wait a minute. She can't do it today. The miracle happens on Thursday, between 3 and 3:30.
All right, we'll be here Thursday at 3.
Thursday at 3.
I can doubt my veracity.
Look. And I hear they're both doing tremendous business.
They are, eh? All right, come on, let's go.
Look. How's business, Mr. Molinari?
Couldn't be better, Mrs. Dingle. More orders than we can take care of.
Come on, Katie, let's go.
Clever man, that Amendola. Pretty soon he'll own the whole town. You could have done the same thing if you'd invested your money instead of hiding it. Mark's Amendola garage. Look at that.
No, I won't look. And don't stop every second. I'm getting tired of this thing. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to raise Amendola's rent again. As of today. Come on.
Frank.
Due to the increased cost of living, I must raise the rent of this place.
again?
This is the 8th time you've raised the rent since we moved in, Mr. Dingle. You're forcing me to join Landlords Anonymous.
Well, you can move out if you want to.
Let's not be too hasty, Mr. Dingle. You might be right. Maybe the cost of living has increased. I wouldn't know. I haven't done today's shopping yet. How much more do you want?
$30.
$30, $125 a month? Why, it's robbery.
Well, if you think that, you can start packing right now.
Oh, he didn't mean that, Mr. Dingle.
Of course not. I apologize, Mr. Dingle. Why, for only $125 a month, where else could you find a place where the sunshine comes streaming through the keyhole all day?
You're right. You can't take advantage of me like you've been doing with a lot of bankrupt shop owners.
Now, look here, Dingle. I only helped those fellas out because no one else would. And besides, I'm not making money on all those investments. For instance, your son's oil venture. I'll surely lose the $2,000 I invested in that.
You deserve to. He couldn't take me for his sucker. I wouldn't give him a nickel.
If you did, you'd probably shortchange him, you tight old buzzard.
Oh, that's done it. Another word out of you and I'll punch you in the nose.
Why, I'll...
Oh, Papa, Mr. Dingle. Why, you two should be friends. If only for our children's sake. They love one another. Well, who knows, they might get married someday.
Oh, no son of mine will ever marry a girl with your daughter's reputation. Now, why, get out! Get out! Get out!
Papa, the chair. It's broken.
Get me some nails and glue. I'll fix it. Hurry. It's almost time to pray.
We are sorry to inform you that... Katie!
Yes, Frank?
Our gold mine is exhausted. There'll be no more checks in.
Let's get going, Amendola. It's almost 3:30.
Okay. All right, Mama. Say it.
Rosalinda needs shoes.
Oh, Gentlemen, a little patience. $1,500 is a lot of money. Sometimes we gotta ask twice. Try it again, Mama. Try it again.
Rosalinda needs shoes.
Once again. Once again.
Rosalinda needs shoes.
I guess you're right, Mama. It seems the miracle is over. I threw away $1,500 a week when I threw this chair.
It's not the chair. We have no excuse to ask for any more.
You're right, Mama. But we're doing all right now. There's a lot of poor people praying in this world. Now it's their time for miracles. I'm moving out of this shack the first thing tomorrow morning. Now even my cigarettes don't come down.
I'm afraid you're not going to have to wait till the first thing tomorrow morning. You're beginning to move now. Down to the station.
Not so fast, Lieutenant. This is a tax matter. He goes with me.
Wait a minute, both of you. I don't know what kind of a matter this is, but he's going with me for general questioning.
You can question him at the station house.
I don't want to question him at your station house. I want to question him at my field office.
I don't care where either one of you question him. Right now, he's going with me.
Over my broken and splintered body, he is.
I have no objection to taking him over your broken and splintered body. What do you think of that?
Gentlemen, let's have cooperation. Let him go with me.
Papa, what's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing, Rosalinda. These gentlemen don't quite understand where we're getting our money from. So I'm going downtown and explain it. You stay here with Mother.
Is there anything I can do, Mr. Amazola?
Oh, yeah. Pardon us a moment, will you? Look, Pete, I don't know how long I'm going to be gone. Kind of keep an eye on things around here till I get back, will you?
Oh, sure. But this trouble, is it serious?
There's nothing to it. With time off for good behavior, I may only get life. All right, gentlemen, whose car do I go in?
Mine.
Oh, no, wait.
I smell smoke.
So do I.
But, Dad, Mr. Amazola's in serious trouble. Maybe the $2,000 would help him. You've got to give it to me.
I think you should, Frank. After all, if Mr. Amendola helps Pete.
Help him how? To make an idiot out of himself by giving him $2,000 for that crook Belligan. I won't do it, I tell you. I won't give Amendola one penny. Let him fry in his own fat. He belongs to jail anyhow.
But, Dad, this is important.
Frank, you're just a hard-hearted, money-hearted.
Tell it to him I'm going upstairs where I don't have to listen to either one of you.
Help, I'm choking! Okay, Dad. Come on, Dad. No, I gotta get the money. But get the money is in the hole behind the fence. Oh, my God.
Frank!
The polar bear rug with the radio inside of Mr. Jimmy Durante show.
Moby Dick second by 2 lengths. Jim Curtis third by 4 lengths. Half of the out.
It's all gone.
Heaven knows you deserve it, Frank Dingle.
Are we insured, Paul?
Heck no, those chiselers don't get any of my money. No, sir.
Good heavens, I'm not insured.
You have a very smart father. He trusts nobody but the hole behind the bed.
Oh, Pete, I'm so glad you're all right.
Thousands of dollars burning right now. Brand new, crisp $100 bills.
He put in the hole behind his bed.
Every Thursday, $1,500. Now it's all gone.
Rosalinda needs shoes, huh?
Now pull yourself together, Mr. Dingle. I'll rebuild the house. It'll be better than new.
You will?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, it's perfectly all right, Mrs. Dingle. Why, anything to help a good neighbor.
The way I see it, now this is very definitely only a tax matter. This makes things much simpler.
What do you mean, sir? Who owes the tax? Amendola or this other guy?
Well, naturally, but... Guess Amendola owes it. I don't know. They both had incomes. Maybe they both owe it.
Well, how do you figure? It was this other fellow's income.
Sure. Amendola was only innocently using the other guy's money. It was like a gift.
In that case, this man not only owes income tax, but he'll have to pay his gift tax, too.
As far as I'm concerned, the local law is no longer interested. Looks like it's out of my jurisdiction, too.
It's too involved for me. I'm going to forget all about it till March 15th.
What'd you find?
Nothing but a dead squirrel.
Why, he isn't dead. He's just overcome by smoke. All he needs is a little fresh air.
Wonder what he was doing in the house. That's the place for a little squirrel to be.
Thanks for the lift.
Okay.
Rupert. Rupert! Rupert!
My good old Rupert. Oh, you haven't changed a bit. You smell a little smoky, though. Now tell me, how was it? How did the other squirrels treat you? Were they good?
Apple, believe me, it's a pleasure to present you with the key to your new home.
Mr. Amendola, you're the finest, the noblest, the most generous...
Oh, I wouldn't say that, Mr. Dingle, but I'm glad he did.
I'm overwhelmed. I can't find words enough.
Words. What are words? If it'll make you any happier, Mr. Dingle, I'll even carry you across the threshold.
Thank you, Mr. Amendola.
Thank you. Our old home, friend. Oh, and it's nicer than before.
I'm glad you like it. My little wife crocheted the doilies, but I'll have to take credit for the curtains. I would have done a much better job, only my pinking sheets were delicate.
Pete! Mulligan. Why, you dirty double...
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Let me go, please. Let me go. We're rich, Pete, rich. The oil is coming like a geyser. What? The well came in. Rosie, come down here, quick.
Bill!
Hey, look here, David.
Pete, listen. It's your music. Bill just told me. What music?
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the melody for two orphan instruments by Peter Dingle.
Rosalinda. You see, Dad, what I mean about taking a risk?
Taking a risk, Pete. When are you going to ask me to marry you?
Right now.
They're going to get married.
Rosalinda.
Pete.
Oh. Amendola, my friend. Single old pal.
Atari would like to thank you for taking us into your homes. We wish you all a happy holiday.
With Pillsbury sugar cookies, you can help kids create their own Christmas treats.
I made a little angel. Actually, my mommy helped. It was easy. This Santa has a problem. My Santa's cheeks got chubby in the oven. You know how I made it? Frosting and gumdrops. The wing broke off and I ate it.
Everyone loves Pillsbury cookies, fresh and hot. Ho, ho!
Eating's the best, no problem. Dear Santa, how are you? Oops. Oh. My little brother Joey asked me to write you. He's only 5. Here are a few things he hopes you'll bring the family this Christmas. Grandma helped with everybody's sizes. We've grown a lot since last year. Oh yeah, favorite colors. Grandma, yellow. Joey kind of likes green. And me. Santa, you're not going to believe what Joey wants. Baseball cap, sleeping bag, a sled, a bike, make it red, and a drum. Mom says you can leave out the drum. Santa, Joey knows that Christmas is more than gifts and stuff, and that giving is more important than getting. I guess little kids forget that sometimes. Well, Merry Christmas, Santa. Your friends, Joey and Ted.
Pizza Hut, pizza to go. Pizza Hut, pizza to go. Pizza Hut, pizza to go.
Pizza Hut Pan Pizza is a special way to warm the busy holiday season. So call ahead and we'll have it fresh, hot, and ready to go.
Pizza Hut, pizza to go.
Merry Christmas to you. Will you step in, please, sir?
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe.
Yes, sir. Is there anything I can do for you, sir?
Well, if it is quite convenient, I should like to speak with a member of the firm.
You wish to see me, I presume, sir?
Yes. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley's been dead these 7 years.
Oh.
Dead as a doornail. Died 7 years ago, this very night.
Oh. We took the liberty of calling on you at your chambers, Mr. Scrooge, thinking that you would have finished business for the day, but we failed to make anyone here.
That's not surprising. I'm the only person who lives there.
Right. Consequently, we have called here. At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it seems more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who suffer terribly at this present time.
Many thousands are in want of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Yes. Plenty of prisons.
The union workhouses are still in operation, eh?
They are still. I wish I could say they were not.
Forlorn and the treadmill are in full vigor then, eh?
Both very busy, sir.
Very glad to hear it, sir. I thought from what you said that something had occurred to interfere with them in their useful course. Very glad to hear it, sir. Very glad to hear it.
Under the impression that they scarcely furnish Christmas cheer of mind and body for the multitude, some few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor of London meat and drink and means of warmth.
We choose this time because this is the time of all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices.
Now, what shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, I see. You wish to be anonymous.
I wish to be left alone, sir. Since you ask me what is my wish, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas. I can't afford to make a lot of idle people merry. I help to support the institutions we've just mentioned. They cost enough. People are badly off, they'd better go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they'd rather die, they'd better do it. And decrease the surplus population. Besides, excuse me, sir, I don't know that.
But you should know it.
It's not my business, sir. A man's got enough to do in this world to mind his own business. Without interfering with a lot of other people's, mine occupies me constantly. Good evening, sir.
Allow me to express my regrets, sir, if I have said anything.
Good evening. May I inquire, Mr. Cratchit, what you're doing with that shovel full of coal?
Why, I beg your pardon, sir, but the outer office is intensely cold, and my fire...
Your fire?
I should have said your fire, sir.
Yes, sir.
It shows symptoms of going out, and I thought I might venture to replenish it with a small quantity of coal.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's very evident to me, Mr. Cratchit, that you and I left apart. Oh, I see no help for it, sir. You don't pay for the coal, so you can afford to be reckless. Therefore, very evident to me, sir, that my interest is not your interest. Nor my welfare, your welfare. Get on with your work, sir. That'll keep you warm enough. I'm not cold. Why should you be? And I'm your senior by a great many years, I fancy.
All about a small shovel full of coal.
None of your mumbling, none of your mumbling. You have a wife and family to support, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How many children you got?
Around half a dozen, sir. 3 boys and 3 girls.
Tut. Can I afford a wife?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
I mean, no, sir.
Have I any children?
I don't know, sir.
Eh?
No, sir.
How much am I constrained to pay you a week for your services?
15 shillings.
Be to your interest, sir, to see that you're worth it.
That, you can't mean that, I'm sure.
I do mean it, sir. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Humbug.
Oh, don't be cross, Uncle.
How can I help being cross, sir, when I live in such a world of fools as this is? A Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you, sir? It's a time for paying bills without money. Time for finding yourself a year older. Not a penny of it, sir. If I had my way, sir, every fool who goes about saying Merry Christmas should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of olive through his heart. He should.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep Christmas your way. Let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it alone then. Much good has it done you? Much good will it ever do you?
It's the only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem by one consent to open their shut hearts freely. And therefore, though it's never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear. Mr. Cratchit, if I hear another word from you, you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. Dear, 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 dear. Quite a powerful speaker, sir. No wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll see you...
But why? Why?
Why did you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because I fell... Good evening.
But you never came to see us before, that happened. Why give that as a reason for not coming now?
Good evening, sir.
But I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you.
Well, you won't get it, so you won't be disappointed, will you?
We've never had a quarrel to which I've been party. So why not let us part friends?
Good evening, sir.
Well, I'm sorry with all my heart to find you so relative. But I've made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humor to the last. So a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good evening, sir.
And a Happy New Year.
You're a noisy devil, that's what you are, sir.
Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit.
And the same to you, sir, and many of them. And not forgetting your good lady, Mrs. Fred.
Thank you, Cratchit. A Merry Christmas to you. A Merry Christmas.
On the feast of Steel, when the snow around the bell, he found his family, and we shall not be that long, till the folk was cool, when the woman came in sight.
Always ready and willing to quit your work, I notice.
It's 7 o'clock, sir.
That clock's fast. By the way, I suppose you'll want all day off tomorrow, eh?
Well, sir, if it's quite convenient.
It isn't convenient. It isn't fair. If I were to stop half a crown for it, oh, you'd be mightily ill-used, I'll be bound, wouldn't you? Don't think I'm ill-used, do you? And I have to pay a whole day's wages. No work.
It only happens once a year, sir.
That's a pretty excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Well, I suppose you've got to have it. Yeah, there's the key. You see, sir, that you're here all the earlier next morning.
Good night, sir, and a Merry Christmas.
Bah, humbug. Merry Christmas, sir. Umber.
Yes, that's a fine bird, lady, a fine bird. There's not another bird like that in the whole of the house. You will certainly be good if you won't find one like it. Merry Christmas to you, my boy.
Thank you, sir. Same to you, sir. Oh!
Thank you. How do you do?
Good evening. Give us a penny.
Get out of this. Clean? You call this clean?
Yeah.
Well, it is. Right. Tell them to stop that noise.
My lord, will you make your speech now, or will you let the ladies and gentlemen continue to enjoy themselves? Call silence for the loyal toast. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, pray silence for the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor of London. My lord. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, Her Most Gracious Majesty, the Queen.
What the devil are you doing? Frightening people out of their wits.
Look well, Ebenezer Scrooge, for only you can see me.
What you want with me?
Much.
Oh, yeah.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
In life? Why do you trouble me?
It is required of everyone that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. My spirit never walked beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hall. So I cannot rest. I cannot stay. I cannot linger anywhere.
You are fettered. Why?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link. Would you know the weight and length of the coil you bear yourself?
Speak words of comfort to me, Jacob Marley. Speak words of comfort.
Comfort? I have none to give. I am here to warn you, to save you if that be possible.
To warn? To save me? From what?
From such a fate as mine, to wander through the world and witness what I cannot share, but might have shared on earth and turn to happiness.
But you
were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind should have been my business. Charity, forbearance, benevolence, all were my business, as they should be yours. Now heed me, for my time is short. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. You shall behold the visions of a Christmas past, a Christmas present, and a Christmas yet to come. Expect the first when the clock strikes midnight tonight.
Molly!
Look to see me no more.
Molly!
And all's well, with clock, and all's well.
Spirit of Christmas past. I am here to show you the things that have been. Look back beyond the gulf of vanished years.
The money is due and must be paid. But, sir, that's impossible. Then I shall have no alternative but to take immediate steps to recover it.
But, sir, you must see that if...
That is the way I conduct my business.
You don't mean sell us up?
That is precisely what I do mean.
But, sir, I couldn't work in the hospital.
Mr. Scrooge, I beg of you.
Good day.
You can't do this. You can't be so unjust.
Give us a little more time. A week.
Please.
Here you come in.
So it is true.
What do you mean?
What they say. That you're a man without pity, without remorse, who weighs everything in the scale of profit and loss.
Bill!
I heard. I couldn't help you.
But this is business. If I were to allow sentiment to enter this counting house, I should be in the bankruptcy court within a year. And as for that couple who've just gone out, well, set your mind at rest about them. Worthless, shiftless pair, who had my good money, now want to avoid paying it back.
Your money. Your good money. They asked you for a little breathing space, a little time in which to pay. That was all.
Enough of this, Bill. I am ready to make allowances for your feelings as a woman. but I must ask you to leave my business affairs alone. When you marry me, I shall insist. Take leave of your senses.
I've tried hard not to believe what they've said about you. I'd give anything not to believe it now. But the evidence of my own eyes and ears, I must believe. You are not always so. But I can see now that one passion and one passion only engrosses you. Gain.
What then, even if it were so, I'm not changed towards you.
You are changed. Changed in every way. You're not the man you were. Our contract's an old one, made when we were poor and content to be so. May you be happy, alone, in the life you've chosen. Goodbye.
Now look and see the happiness you have missed.
Here we go dancing, that's the day, that's the day, that's the day. Here we go dancing, that's the day, the golden shawty wall. Here we go dancing, that's the day, that's the day, that's the day. Here we go dancing, that's the day,
Oh, by the way, Bill, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Oh, who was it?
You guess.
How can I? I don't know. It wasn't Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up and there was a candle inside, I could scarcely help see him. His partner's on the point of death, I hear. And there he sat, alone. Quite alone in the world, I do believe.
Spirit, I cannot bear it. Haunt me no more.
I told you these were the shadows of the things that have been, that they are what they are. Do not blame me.
Take me back.
It's 1 o'clock, I know it is.
Come in and know me, better man. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like of me before. Never. I've never walked forth with the younger members of my family, meaning I am very young. My elder brothers, born in those later years.
I don't think I have. I'm afraid I have not. Have you many brothers, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
A tremendous family to provide for.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. Already I have been forth under compulsion and learned the lesson which is working now. If you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it. Touch my robe, and you shall see how your poor clerk
with his paltry 15 shillings a week, which you so grudgingly dole out to him, keeps Christmas. Touch my robe.
Up you get, Tiny Tim. That one.
Thank you, Father. Mother, we've been outside the baker's and we smelt a lovely goose cooking. Yes, and we sure found. Yes, it's a lovely goose,
Oh, what has ever got your precious father, then? And your brother, Tiny Tim? And your sister Martha was as late last Christmas by half an hour. Mother! Oh, bless your heart, my dear.
Merry Christmas, Martha.
How late you are.
Merry Christmas, Peter.
There, there. No.
We had a deal of bonnets to finish up last night and had to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind, as long as you are. Come. Come and sit before the fire, my dear, and get it warm.
No, here, Father. Quick, Martha, hide. Quick.
Here we are. And where's our Martha?
She's, not coming.
Not coming? Not coming upon Christmas Day?
Yes, Father dear, here I am.
That'll be the goose. I'll fetch it in.
Oh, but you're cold. Come and sit down and warm a bit. And how did Tiny Tim behave?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much, and thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped that the people in the church saw him because he was a cripple, and that it might be pleasant for them to remember, upon a Christmas day, who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. But he's growing stronger. Yes, growing strong and hearty.
I wish I could believe you, Bob. But I'm afraid.
There never will be such a goose.
For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
Amen. I can already vouch for. And its flavor will, I know, surpass my utmost expectations. With the mashed potatoes and the apple sauce. It will, I am sure, present a delightful combination that we shall remember until our dying day. Delicious. Delicious. That's the best goose we ever had, Mother.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I've eaten too much.
And even now, we haven't eaten it all.
You laugh.
Love. I envy them.
My dear, regarding the momentous question, pudding. You look pale, my love, and nervous.
I am nervous, my dear, and anxious about that pudding. Pray heaven all will be well. I'll go and fetch it.
Let me come and help too, Mother.
You shall, my darling.
You know, I'm anxious about that pudding. You know, your mother's been gone a long time. Supposing the pudding has broken in turning it out.
What?
Or supposing that somebody has got over the back wall and stolen it. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dear.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirit, tell me that Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered in the future, the child will die.
Oh, tell me that he'll be spared.
If he is like to die, had he not better do it and decrease the surplus population?
Your words.
Man, if man you be in heart, not adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, when men shall die? It may be that in the sight of heaven, you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child.
Toast. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
Founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon. I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
But, my dear, the children, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
Well, I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not his. He'll be very merry and very happy, I've no doubt. Here's Mr. Scrooge's health.
Now, children, all together, Mr. Scrooge's health. Mr. Scrooge's health.
Mr. Scrooge's health.
And now, Tiny Tim will sing to us.
Yes, I do sing. What shall I sing? Hark the heralding.
Yes,
hark the heralding. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King, peace on earth and mercy nigh of God.
Come now and see how others keep Christmas.
to you. And a Merry Christmas to you.
And he said Christmas was a humbug. And he believed it, too.
Well, more shame on him, friend.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, and that's the truth.
He isn't so pleasant as he might be.
Well, his offences carry their own punishments, and I've nothing to say against him.
But surely he's very rich. At least you've often told me so.
Well, what of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He doesn't do any good with it.
He can't make himself comfortable with it.
He hasn't even the satisfaction of thinking that he's ever going to benefit us with it.
Well, I've no patience with your Uncle Scrooge.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry for him. And here, he's taken it into his head to dislike us, and he won't even come and dine with us. Well, what are you going to play at?
Riddles!
Good. I'll ask you one. What does the following represent? An animal. Rather a disagreeable animal. A savage animal. An animal that grunts and growls and talks and lives in London.
And walks the streets.
Yes.
And isn't even made a show of?
No.
Doesn't have a embroidery?
No.
Isn't a horse?
No.
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 Who?
Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not been, but will be in the time to come. And as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company.
I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
Where did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, what was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Heaven knows. What's he done with his money? Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me. That's all I know.
How are you? Very well. How are you?
So old Nick has got his own at last.
Yes, so I'm told. Cold, isn't it?
Seasonable for Christmas
time. Oh, yes.
You're not a skater, I suppose.
Oh, no. I've got something else to think about.
I do not see myself in my accustomed place. Where am I? Why am I not there?
let the charwoman alone to be the first.
Let the laundress alone to be the second.
And let the undertaker's man alone to be the third.
Look here, old Joe, here's a chance. If we haven't all three met here without meaning it.
You couldn't have met in a better place. Come into the parlor. Come on.
Don't stand there staring as if you were afraid, woman. Who's the worse for the loss of a few things like this? Not a dead man, I suppose.
Open this bundle, old Joe, and let me know the value of it. I ain't afraid to be the first, nor afraid for them to see it.
There's your lookout. I wouldn't give another sixpence.
Now mind, Joe.
Ha! 8 shillings. I always give too much to ladies. It's a weakness of mine.
And now unto my bundle, Joe.
Bed curtains.
Ah, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took 'em down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Why not?
You was born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
Here, don't drop the oil on my blankets.
His blankets?
Whose else's? He isn't likely to take cold without them, I dare say.
Hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Oh, don't you be afraid of that. Ma, you can look through that shirt until your eyes ache and you won't find a hole in it. It's the best he had. It'd have been wasted if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on him to be buried in, to be sure. I took it off him. Calico's just as becoming to the body. He couldn't have looked uglier than he did in that one. This is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heavens! What is that? Is this the man they spoke of? Neglected, robbed, hated. Can you not show me some tenderness connected with death?
Took a child
and set him in the midst of them.
Colour hurts my eyes. Makes me weak by candlelight. I wouldn't show weak eyes to your father when he comes home from work. Must be near his time.
Past it, rather.
I think he walks a little slower than he used these last few evenings, Mother.
Yes. I've known him walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder very fast indeed.
So have I, often. And so have I.
But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him so it was no trouble. No trouble. There's your father at the door.
Well, my dear.
Well, Father.
Well, ah. My dear, you have been quick. They'll be done long before Sunday.
Sunday. You went today then, Robert?
Yes, my dear. I've seen where our Tiny Tim is to rest. It had done you good to see how green a place it is. Oh, you'll see it often. I promised him that we would walk there of a Sunday. My little child.
Tiny Tim, thy childish essence was from God.
I met Mr. Scrooge's nephew today, and he said to me, I'm heartily sorry for you, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife. Though how he knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you were a good wife.
Everybody knows that.
Well observed, my boy. And he said, if there's any service that I can do for you, pray come to me. It almost seemed as though he had known our Tiny Tim. and felt with us. And I'm sure we shall none of us forget him, nor this first parting there has been among us.
Never, Father.
And I know that when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, although he was but a little child, we shall not quarrel easily among ourselves and forget poor Tiny Tim in doing it.
No, Father.
I'm very happy. Very happy.
Now, Spirit, tell me what man that was whom we saw lying dead. Nearer to the stone at which you point. Tell me, are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they the shadows of the things that may be only? Ebenezer Scrooge! That man who lay upon the bed. No, Spirit, no. I'll not be the man I was. I'll not be the man I must have been but for this intercourse. Why show me this if it is all too late? Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. No, no. No, no, I will live in the past, the present, and the future. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I thank you. On my knees, I thank you, Jacob. On my knees. Oh, no, they're not torn down. They're not torn down. Ah! Shadows of things that would have been, may be dispelled. They will. They will. Yeah, they will. They will. A Merry Christmas. God bless you. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm as happy as a sandboy. I'm as merry as an angel. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. Oh, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy New Year to all the world. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah. Here's the saucepan that the girl was in. Yes, and there's the door that old Marley's ghost came through. Yes, it's all right. It's all true. It all happened. Oh, hooray, hooray. Glorious, glorious. I Christmas. It is Christmas Day, isn't it?
Why, of course.
I knew I hadn't missed it. Oh, the spirits have done it all in one night. Hey, do you know the poulterer at the corner of the street next but one?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that they had hanging there?
It'll be hanging there now.
Well, you go and buy it.
Walker.
No, I'm in earnest. You go and buy it and bring it back here, and I'll tell you where to take it. And you come back with the man, and I'll give you a shilling. You come back in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
Hooray!
Go on, hurry up. I'm going to send it to my clerk, Bob Cratchit. He won't know where it comes from. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim. He's not dead, you know. He's not dead. What is it?
Shop. Can't make anyone hear.
Oh, that won't do. I've got to have that turkey. Oh, well, wait a minute. You go get me my overcoat and hat. I shan't be long. Then go to the box room and get me out my best clothes. Shop?
Yes, sir.
A Merry Christmas. Have you sold that prize turkey of yours yet? The big one, I mean. Now! What is it? What's to do? I want that big turkey of yours. Bring it round to my place at once. My friend will show you the way. Hello, Molly. And Merry Christmas. Ah, that's right. A Merry Christmas.
Oh.
Carry that to the Cratchits. You'll have to have a cab. There you are, my boy. There's the address. There's the money. Yes. And there's the money for you. Very kind of you to have brought it round. Ah, Merry Christmas, my dear.
Thank you, sir. The same to you.
Good day, gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you. I hope you succeeded yesterday. Mr. Scrooge. Yes, that's my name. I'm afraid it's not a very pleasant one for you, but will you allow me to ask your pardon? And would you be good enough to put me down?
Lord bless my soul. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious? A round 100.
Yes, not a farthing less. Not a farthing less. I'm afraid there are many back payments included in it.
My dear Mr.
Yes,
Scrooge.
you come round and see me. You will come round.
Oh, we will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you, gentlemen. Bless you.
Who's that won't come and dine with you? Uncle Scrooge. Oh. Still, what's the consequence? He won't lose much of a dinner.
Indeed. Well, I think he'll lose a very good dinner.
Is your master in, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Can I see him, my love?
He's in the dining room, sir. I'll show you in.
He knows me. He knows me.
You sit there. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be. Thank you so much.
Fred.
Bless my soul, who's this?
It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I've come to dinner. Will you let me in, Fred?
Why, it's Uncle Scrooge. It can't be. Will I? A Merry Christmas to you, Uncle. Come in. Come in and join us.
Welcome, Uncle. And a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, my dear. A Merry Christmas to you all.
A Merry Christmas.
Late for the office, Bob. It's nearly 9 o'clock. You promised Mr. Scrooge you'll be earlier than usual this morning.
So I did. You. Thank you. Goodbye, dear. Goodbye, my darling. Goodbye, my darling.
What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I'm very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
I think you are, sir. I think you are.
It's only once a year, sir. It shan't be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
So I tell you what it is, my fine fellow. I'm not going to stand it any longer. And therefore, I'm going to raise your salary.
Sir, you must be
joke. Never more serious in all my life, Bob. I'm going to raise your salary, and as for Tiny Tim, I'll be a second father to you. God bless you. There's no more work today, Bob. No work today. Make haste to your family, Bob. They'll be wanting you today, Bob. They'll be wanting you today. A Merry Christmas, Bob. A Merry Christmas, my good fellow, that I've given you for many a year. Go on now. Go on. Merry Christmas to all the world. Happy New Year to everyone. God bless us all. God bless us everyone.
There's a place where Christmas dreams come true. The Kmart Toy Store. Look inside and see what we've got. All the great new toys you and your kids will love a lot. We've got cars and trucks and helicopters. That should come as no surprise. And dolls and phones and board games for kids of every size. With Hasbro, Bradley, Mattel, Kenner, Fisher-Price, and Ideal. All the makers you've come to trust. We've been stocking up with a big Christmas rush. But before any of those toys make it to the shelf, we give them something very nice. We pick them up and give them a low, low Kmart price. Christmas dreams can come true. It's certainly happened before. And there's a place that makes the dreams real easy on you, the Kmart Toy Store.
I got a feeling I'm going to get something really good this Christmas.
Kmart, we've got it, and we've got it good.
Perhaps more than any other time of year, this is the season when millions of people discover Polaroid cameras do what no other kind of camera can do.
What's this? Thanks for the milk and cookies, and thanks for the beautiful Polaroid picture. Love, Santa.
Happy holidays from Polaroid.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
right. Listen to me while I say. Summer's gone, play no more, for winter's knocking at your door. Better go and store your food away.
Thanks, Mr. Jackie, for your advice. We'll hurry home to our wives.
We'll have our cupboards filled with supplies when Old Man Winter arrives.
I don't have to worry. I don't have to care. My coat is very furry. I'm a friendly grizzly bear.
If you meet Old Man Winter, you'll sing a different tune. It's time that you were safe in bed, for he will be here soon.
You'll be sorry.
Billy Bear, have a care. Old Man Winter's in the air. You'll be sorry if he catches you.
I don't have to worry. I don't have to care. My coat is very furry. I'm a friendly grizzly bear.
Oh, skiggy, hoogie, laggy, hoogie, ziggy, maggy, ho, bootin', beatin', bottle, scootin', bootle, bay, scooted, babadoodle, ho, bootle, bay, bootle, huggy, bootle, bo, bootle, doodle, day. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Leggy, haggy, leggy, biggy, haggy, looky, 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 ziggy, haggy, bo, bootle, day. Get it, baba,
I don't have to worry. I don't have to care. My coat is very furry. I'm a friendly grizzly bear.
So you would run away from home.
You would roam all alone. I told you not to leave your home, but you're a friendly grizzly bear.
Dear Mr. Frost, I'm sorry. Oh, help me out, please do. Take me home to my nice warm bed. I'm freezing through and through.